Welcome to another episode of The Journey with Ammar Sheikh, where we dive deep into the stories of achievers, believers, and change makers. Every person's life is a story, some told, some untold. Today we are going to unfold one of those, keeping it raw, real, and inspiring. On this show today, we are going to explore bold visions, courageous choices, and the real drive behind entrepreneurial desires and success. Today, we are honored to bring you an interview with a creative force whose journey reminds us that purpose paired with passion creates transformative impact. As Barker once said, vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. But vision with action can change the world. Rabbia Moeed, that's the name behind the game, and that's how we are going to unfold the story of. From co-founding a luxury lakeside resort experience on Ontario's scenic Muskoka shores to creating meaningful and impactful conversations with their own platform, Rabbia Moeed is not just building businesses. She is building experience that empower and uplift those around her. She truly believes in success isn't about how far you go alone, but how many people you help rise along the way. And I can personally vouch for that. In this episode, we talk about pivots which are bold, how purpose fuels creativity, and what it truly takes to build not just a brand, but a life of intentional impact. So sit back, get inspired, and let's begin the journey. Assalamu alaikum and welcome, Rabbia, on the show.
Thank you for having me in the show, Ammar. It's such a beautiful intro, by the way.
Thank you so much, my friend.
I must say, I'm actually glad that you have captured everything in that intro.
Thank you so much. First off, thank you so much for coming down to the studio. I know the weather is pretty bad today, and you kept your commitment. We have been working around with the time and date, but thank you, and gladly you're here.
No, I'm so glad I was able to make it and be part of this show.
Thank you so much. All right, let's begin. I've already told you behind the cameras how it works. So it's a format. It's a show which I give it back to my people, the people who are contributing with their work, with their efforts, or giving back to the community. I'm gonna speak a little about your personal life and the work you're doing, and most importantly, what impact you're making to the people and how you're giving back to the society in general. All right, Rabbia. So to begin with, how are you? What's your background like, and how did your journey begin?
So basically, I grew up in Canada. I came to Canada, I was very, very young, like about 8 to 9 years old. And my parents were, obviously, they were immigrant parents in Canada, having a different country, starting off from the very, very, scratch bottom. When you have no home, you're going to this new world, you don't know the language, and obviously because we were kids, we weren't very good with English and all that too.
Absolutely.
So I came to Canada, started ESL literacy student, and I was in grade 7, grade 6, and then so on, and went to school here, did my university. So what I study is not what I do at the moment.
Okay.
I went to York and did my psychology. I have a degree in psychology and clinical psych. And I have changed my career about, let's say about 12 years ago. I decided to be an entrepreneur and decided to be in the business and field and world because I felt like I was a very people's person. And when you are, obviously I love being, the therapist, counselor. I wanted to pursue and be a doctor in psychology as well. But because I felt like I was more connected towards, providing people services, making people happy, so I was like, why not do something fun, something that where I can enjoy and relate to it too, and bring a difference in people's life.
Yeah.
So there I am. I went into hospitality industry and I started my own, resorts, cottages business back in Wasaga Beach, then so on in Niagara Falls, and in Muskoka, then
Okay, fantastic. That is incredible. So we have a wonderful female or women entrepreneur, as they say. Okay, I know you vouch a lot and you raise your words a lot for the women
I
empowerment.
do, yes.
I'm going to speak about that, but let's take you a little behind. How was your childhood like? What's your family background like?
So, we're from Karachi, and so my dad obviously he worked in Pakistan Steels,
Okay.
and then so he was a proper immigrant parent. When he came here, he wasn't given an opportunity to work and be where he could make his own field work. He had to do like odd jobs and things like that. So childhood was very tough.
Yeah.
Like I said, we started from the scratch bottom. We didn't have all we have right now. Obviously, we were in a one-bedroom apartment, and we didn't have the cars, and we were traveling in subways and learning. So it started from the very bottom.
Yeah.
So it was a tough learning childhood, I would say. But parents were always there, always supporting. They never stopped us. They never said that, you know what, don't do something because you don't have access to finance or you don't have many resources. They've always been like, no, go out of your way, do it. Even if they're working odd jobs, they were helping, supporting us. So is we. We started doing the same thing when we grew up a little more. And that's how it was.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So talking about the challenges, what was your biggest early challenge?
I would say the biggest early challenge was new community, new world, in a sense that you're not familiar. So you don't know how to have the and there weren't much resources back then as well.
Like nowadays.
Now
yeah, exactly.
we have a lot. Like we have so many centers, there's so many hubs, so many people are out there, trying to give you career advices, things like that. There's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
and the access to social media and internet makes
That's
it so easy.
Social media is one of the biggest thing now, of course. But back in the days, I think it was very challenging for my parents as well, because they had to do everything themselves, and obviously they had to work really, really hard to be where we could have been in this times 10 times if you had those resources back then.
Makes sense,
Yeah.
I know early days are always tough, and
so the lack of resources was one of the biggest challenges that we had back in the days.
no, that's a very, very valid point. I see it and I hear it from a lot of people, the early days immigrants as well, like reaching and pursuing the jobs.
Yeah.
They had to go to the centers, stay in the queues in winters and whatnot.
And
nowadays we are just a click away from
come
LinkedIn.
with like degrees and everything, but they wouldn't give those jobs. They would be given like the odd jobs to be working on. So
tough times,
Yeah.
Tough times. All right. I'm glad that the early challenges are over and you are literally taking over. Okay, Rabbia. Amazing. Okay, any particular moment you thought of giving up while growing up or getting into your venturing or while getting your studies? And what was the mindset you had and how did you overcome that?
So I would say giving up part comes way later in my life, when after, like I said, I changed my career, and then obviously from psychology to business, it was a big shift of change in my life. I wouldn't say I was giving up, but I felt like it wasn't something that was fitting me. I felt like something was lacking there, and I wanted to do more.
Yeah.
I wanted to make an impact, and then I like to work as a leader. I like to work as a group. So where I'm not the only one solely working on certain things. I want to have like a gather group, where I take them all together and grow. That was something like I wanted to do. And I think one of the biggest challenges I was having when I was just in psychology, and I was just doing that myself, it was basically, I wasn't enjoying it. I was not in it with my heart, even though that was the career I chose.
Okay.
But sometimes they say, don't mistake achievement as so activity is not an achievement, it's just an activity.
Yeah.
Achievement is what you actually feel from inside, that you've gained it. That's an achievement.
True.
So I felt like it was just an activity for me back in the days. Now it's an achievement.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful how you defined your achievement was your inner self.
Yes.
How you could feel really successful when you're doing something. And like you rightly said, you're a people's person.
Yeah.
So I can relate to so many factors that staying alone, even successful, it's that okay.
It doesn't really get you anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. No, I get that. Perfect. Okay, what was the turning point or the breakthrough point that changed everything? Was that okay? That is it. Is it when you switched to being an entrepreneur?
Yes, it was that, and then also So like, breakthrough points are every time you're in business, there are always breakthrough points. There's always up and down. Like you're like I told you, I started off this restaurant 2 years ago, and then obviously we're like, it's not doing as good. Maybe there's a consistency that's missing and something is missing. So you kind of like leave that and start something else.
True.
So I think you have those pauses, those breakthrough points throughout your life in everything, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a career, and then it's how you observe it and then go through it. That's what matters.
Sure.
So I wouldn't say there was a turning point. There's always a turning point. Trust me, in the beginning of the one and the end of the one.
True.
So, but it is life.
True. So talking about pauses, so you really believe in the pauses.
Yes.
And that's how the power pause came into being.
Yes. That's exactly why I started my own podcast channel, The Power Pause, because everybody that's out there successful, making an impact and inspiring others, there's always some sort of pause they have taken in their life.
True.
Whether it's a pause they take monthly basis, whether it's a pause they've taken it last year or taken it once in their life, but there's a pause that defines them. Why did they take that pause to be where they are right now?
Okay. No, that is so true. Rabbia, thank you so much for your background and whatnot. Just tell me about what are you currently actively doing and what's your family like at the moment?
So, well, I'm a mom of 3. I have 1 daughter and then I have 2 sons. My daughter is going to university.
No way.
She goes to U of T.
That'll be a news for a lot.
Yeah, I know. When I tell everybody, I have a daughter who goes to university. She started her U of T. I had her when I was very young, so yeah, we're like sisters now. So that is my family, and with businesses, I'm in hospitality. Like I said, I have my resorts. So we are in Wasaga Beach, we're in Muskoka. Muskoka up north is beautiful. I have my home there as well. And then I have some restaurants, businesses as well that we're part of. One of them is the newest one that we started off, is Sultan Ahmed, Turkish cuisine. We just franchised with them in Mississauga location. And there is one coming in downtown as well. Downtown Toronto.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
Congratulations. You're everywhere and so many things are happening.
Thank you, yes.
That's a perfect example of being an entrepreneur. And so how do you balance, like work-life balance? How does that really fit in your situation?
Work-life balance is basically, I have set priorities for myself and my family, so as well as for the business. I've always made a fact that, you can't always be in one place. You have to prioritize in a way that, you give time to your family. Your family life is not disturbed as well as your business life is not bothered. I know it's very difficult, but it took me a lot of time to get there where I am right now. So I do give time to my kids. I do spend time with them at home. I do work from home 3 days a week or 4 days a week as much as I can. I do come up to work 2 times a week. But that's how all of this was managed and planned by months and years of planning. It wasn't the first day.
Of course.
Like that. But that's how it is right now.
So the right team, right support system.
Right support system, right partner. My husband, obviously, one of the biggest things, obviously, I have right now, blessing. He's a very supportive husband that I have. And the reason I'm saying that is because he knows that we both have to give time to kids. We both have time to give to business because he has his own things that he's doing. So we plan it on in a way that nothing gets affected.
Okay.
I think that's the number one thing. And second, I would say that in the teams I have, who are managing under me, they're really good too, the way they're taking care of things. So if there's any challenges, I know they'll take care of it. If not, then they'll reach out to me, then I'll be able to jump in and resolve the issues. Because, with business, there's always ups and downs.
True, yeah. I could see how diligently you were looking at your phone, not to miss something.
Of course.
No, of course. So having the right team around, having a wonderful partner, spouse, like in your case, your husband, and a wonderful, I think, inner circle also, helps you become the person you are.
I was just going to come to that. So besides that, you have to have this support. I would say support peers. They're your people. They're the people who cheer for you, support you, a circle of friends who are so positive about you, who lifts you up.
Yeah.
So like even if you meet them once in 1 week or twice in 1 week, they kind of like, refreshes your soul. So you need that kind of circle.
Yeah, you need to surround yourself with the positive energy.
Positive energy. People who are always looking upward. People who are encouraging to go higher, and then they're going higher themselves. People who are always aiming for growth. That's the kind of people you need to be with.
Beautiful. Rabbia, on that note, we'll be taking a quick break.
Sure.
All right. On the note of positive energies, and Rabbia believes that She lifts herself by lifting others. On that note, please don't go anywhere. We'll be coming back, exploring more of Miss Terribles, as I say, Miss Rabbia Moeed, after a short break. Thank you. Welcome back to the journey with Ammar Sheikh. We have a wonderful guest, Rabbia Moeed, who is telling us about the stories of how she's managing her work, her family, her multiple businesses, and how wonderful of a person she is. I just got to know more during the break, and I'll make sure you guys get to know that too. How are you, Rabbia?
I am good. So far, great conversation.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. Rabbia, okay, so our first segment was about yourself, about your background and your family life and stuff. Now the second segment is very, very important because we talk about your successful moments in life, your achievements, and then we'll move towards the most integral part, which is how you're giving back to the society. So starting with, what do you consider as your proudest achievement so far?
So the proudest achievement I would say that I consider living up north and owning a business as a brown person in the whole city.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I started like 5 years ago, Terra Woods, nobody would believe that we were brown people owning a resort on the lake.
Yeah.
And like it was, I think, was one of the biggest, proudest moment that we did. And then the fact that we are doing so well. 2 years ago, we did this project with Toronto Pearson Airport, where we had like a whole dinner on the deck, and those pictures were displayed in the airport. They're still there. If you go to terminal, I believe Terminal 3, the pictures are there when you check in, and it says Terra Woods Muskoka, and then there's a whole nice Bahraini dinner happening on the deck.
Wow.
We're sitting in those pictures too. It's very nice, very proud, because I could have never thought that, you know, everybody that's walking in another country will be seeing that display there and knowing that this is owned by some South Asian person, you know, and then somebody who's making an impact again in a world that's so new, like North life. It's different. So yeah, that's I think one of the biggest and proudest moments.
That sure is a proud moment, not just for yourself, for your family, even for on a larger scale for all the Pakistanis or the community we have.
And I feel like along with that, I would say when you look in the proudest moment, like I count small things as proud moments too for me. Creating a space for other people and giving an opportunity to other people. That's what I feel like it's also one of the most important thing for me as well. Then I see my daughter going to university. And then that's one of the biggest, proudest moment as well. You know, choosing your own career, making it there where you want it to be. She wanted to go to the UFT, she's there. So I think those things are there that is very like, you know, empowering me.
I'm sure.
As a woman, so yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. No, all wonderful small moments to cherish. Perfect. What inspires you and keeps you motivated even today?
What inspires me? Inspiration comes from a lot of things. Honestly, I think what inspires me is the consistency of doing and making that impact in a society where people can actually know that you're doing something right and they can call out by that thing. That's what inspires me, keeping that positive attitude towards, you know, work, life, family, that keeps me going.
Yeah, that's
and I think what really inspires me is the fact that, you know, when you're building a community and when you're having this nice connection with people where you can be like as a group, you know, grow together, that's what inspires me.
Okay.
Inspiration is not just solely for myself, it's for me and my team.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you still are stretching the things you have already told about being a people's person or lifting others. I think you're true, that's a true leadership qualities. You know, you go beyond yourself and you seek, you know, happiness for others and in others too. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Rabbia, for that. Okay, now we move towards the most integral part, as I've mentioned. That's the core of the show. That we talk to the contributors of how they are giving back to the society. So I'll leave the floor to you. How are you giving back to your community, your society, in whatever capacity you are, if you wanna, please.
So when you say giving back to the community is basically creating sources for people where they can come and join in. Like, for example, we have these workplaces where I always encourage youngsters, if they're looking to work, they come in, join us. We have a lot of young people who are actually new to Canada,
Yeah.
who are very, like, recently just came to Canada and trying to establish a career. We have hired them as either like an HR, accountant. We're giving them opportunities and opening doors for them because we know how challenging it could be for those people because they're new to country.
Brilliant.
And like my
Yeah.
content creator. And like, like having a content creator. So this guy I met, and obviously he's not as so, been long in Canada. So I was like, you know what, I need a marketing person. I need somebody to come and do marketing for me. Creating those opportunities for someone like them. So he came, we met in a show, and then that's how we connected, and he came along. And honestly speaking, like, I feel like the space that you create for others, it becomes, it gives you back kind of a thing. And honestly, ever since he came as a marketing person in my life, all my videos have gotten more views and, gotten more collaboration because I do this content creating on the side as well.
Of course.
Because I like to support other people. I like to support other people's businesses, small business especially. And that's what I am doing, basically.
Beautiful. That is fantastic, supporting people and giving back to the society. And I think with your entrepreneurial thing and having the ventures, that's the best you can do to give platforms for the people who are not really fortunate, or to the background you have seen, the challenge you have seen, even heard from your parents and stuff. So that is brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Any particular projects you are working on or you're part of, apart from your own ventures?
So I am part of some charity organizations. I am part of Human Appeal. I'm part of Sakina Canada. I'm an ambassador of Sakina Canada, as well as I am doing running some funds for Human Appeal as well. So I do like to do charity organization work as well. Besides that, I am part of some organization where in up north Muskoka, where I'm part of the Horseshoe Association, Lake Association, where we make, we connect the community together. We do dinners, we have barbecues, and we plan on entertainments throughout the summer, throughout the year. So, yeah.
And that is amazing.
Yeah.
No, that is so amazing. I'm so glad somebody from our community is representing the up north in a very positive way. Thank you once again.
We gotta make that impact. We gotta show.
100%. That's how it is, and that's why you're here. That's why we're celebrating you.
Thank
Perfect. Rabbia, we'll move to another segment. I'll keep it light. Thank you so much for your contribution and whatever capacity you are giving back to the community. What advice would you give to your younger self, a young Rabbia?
Can I be honest with you? Start sooner. Don't wait.
Oh.
I waited. I knew that I should have started way long ago. Don't wait. If you want to start now.
Perfect.
Don't wait till later.
Don't wait till late and start now.
Start now. That's the one advice I would give it to my younger self.
Awesome.
If I could.
Okay. Advice taken. And I'm sure the other young girls and young entrepreneurs who are wanting to get into something.
If you're passionate about something and you want to start,
Yeah.
just go for it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sky's the limit.
True. I am sure. Okay. How do you want to be remembered? That's a deep one.
So everybody wants to be remembered by their brands, by the things they own. I want to be remembered by like a kind person. I want to be remembered in people's heart. So, there was a person that existed that meant well for us. I want to remember like that.
I'm sure.
I want to remember in people's prayers.
Beautiful.
Basically.
That is so nice. Rabbia, one more thing. How do you really define success?
Success, okay. Success is not measured by money or what you have. Is measured by the fact that how comfortable you are in your heart.
True.
And how content you are with the things you have, whether it's a small plate of food and a small house, or even if you're renting it, doesn't matter as long as you're happy in it.
Yeah.
That's what I think success is. That it's not money, it's not the statuses.
Yeah. Nowadays, like a lot of people
it's
are
very
saying
materialistic life because of social media and how it portrays and makes us follow it. But trust me, no matter how much you have, that's not success. Success is when you're content in your own heart with what you have.
True. No, that is so true. I think that's how the new mantra is, that your inner peace is your new luxury.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm also, making sure that I'm
Yes.
following that luxury.
And trust me, you'll be the happiest.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. Okay, maybe one last quick round for you. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? That's not a job interview, but yeah, I feel like I can answer that.
Where do I see myself in the next 5 years?
Further north.
Further north. Honestly, I see myself like self as a very much like where Terrawood should be known as like one of the biggest hires chain in the like Marriott or Hilton.
Oh, nice.
That's where I see myself as. Yes.
Yeah, that's how I remember. I gave her the title of being Miss Terrawood.
I see my brand establishing and then franchising. Now we are franchising, so we are opening up more locations. So I would see myself going, like I would say first Canada-wide, then worldwide. Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
No, I wish you all the best with that.
Thank you.
Rabbia, if you have a message for our viewers, please on this camera.
I do have a message for young people.
Yes, please do.
And why I say young people is because I feel old now. No, the message I have for people, the young generation, is that don't wait till somebody comes and push you to pursue something. If you have something in mind, you should start it right now and at this point. Because like I said, sky's the limit, and once you have something planned or once you have something you want to live for, make it happen. And I feel like a lot of young people are scared of failures. They think they're going to fail. Even if you fail 5 times, trust me, 6th time you'll succeed, and it'll be the biggest achievement you'll have.
This is incredible. Thank you so much, Rabbia. Thank you so much for being on the show. I don't know how the time flew by. It was a fantastic conversation. I really enjoyed learning more about you, exploring your story, and getting to know Miss Terrawood Sport. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ammar, for having me. It was a great conversation with you. Now you need to come to my Power Pause.
Absolutely.
Podcast.
I'll take a good pause and be in the Power Pause.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Wow. What an incredible conversation with Rabbia. A leader who is redefining hospitality with amplifying meaningful storytelling and authentic dialogue. She makes sure that somebody is taking a good pause, and that good pause becomes a power pause. So the lesson you may have learned from Rabbia's journey is definitely this. When passion aligns with purpose, every step forward holds value, even the challenging ones. As Winston Churchill once said, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And she really makes sure that whatever she does gets into the counting. Thank you for joining us today on the journey with Ammar Sheikh. Keep dreaming, keep making sure that you're into the right direction, which is the positive one, and keep acting towards your own vision. That should be this week's target. We'll be coming back with another episode with another inspiring story. Till then, take care of yourself. I'll be signing off from the journey with Ammar Sheikh. Take care. Thank you.